Alright guys, we got the motor off the machine and we're going to take the crankcase apart here and see what's grenaded inside. Probably just the rod, and the question is, what does the crank look like? So the crank ain't bad. I'm just going to slap a new rod in there and call it a day and see what happens, because I got nothing to lose. I already ordered a rod for 20 bucks, so I figure for a $20 gamble, worth it, right? Let's see. I've never taken a Briggs apart before. This will be my first time. I'm usually working on Kohlers and Onans. This thing weighs about 5 pounds. It's so light, I can't believe it. Bolt launched right into my drain oil. Let's not make that mistake again. Alright, what do we got here? Well, we got a governor. That looks in good shape. We got a crankshaft. And what else do we have? Oh, look, a pile of connecting rod. Just as we thought we would have. A nice little pile of rod. Rod cap bolt. Another piece of rod. Oil pan full of metal shavings. Nothing we haven't seen before in a Kohler, huh guys? Let me see if I can get this piston out. Kind of tricky the way the crank is in here. There's not really any way to... There we go. That works. Crank the piston's all the way up. It's just a matter of, can I get it out of there? Just trying to see the crankshaft. I think I got to take the flywheel off and just pull the crank out. That's probably my easiest bet here. Yeah, the crank's totally destroyed. It's got the rod spun right around the crank. So how do we do this? We're going to take the camshaft out. What holds that cam in? That's the question. Okay. There's our camshaft. Yeah, so I just got to pull my flywheel off and I should be able to pull this crank right out, and then we can investigate it a little more. Alright guys, I got the crank here, and there's a lot of aluminum spun onto the bearing surface, so I'm going to try taking some muriatic acid and pouring it on there and see if it won't eat it off. It usually works. You just gotta let it bubble on there for a little bit. Maybe you gotta use something to scrub it, but it usually works really good. It's really nasty stuff though, so be careful with it. You can get it at a hardware store or whatever. They use it a lot to clean concrete. So I think I got this just at the local True Value. Then after you get all that aluminum off, you can try to emery cloth it a little bit and see where you're really at. This stuff eats the aluminum. If you got a really bad one, you can, you know, I don't know, make a cup of it or something and let it soak overnight in it. This one isn't all that bad. You can see it just bubbling right on the chunks of aluminum and eating it. Pretty amazing. You just gotta have a little patience and a little bit at a time, and the aluminum turns black when you do it. It's pretty neat. You see it bubbling where it's eating that aluminum. You can see the little pieces on there. They're like little specks that stick up. You're looking pretty decent here. You're looking pretty good, guys. There's one nasty spot down here on the bottom. Whew, this thing's getting heavy. Alright, I think I'm gonna get some sandpaper, like some 1200 grit or 1400 grit, and sand down that surface a little more. There's one little nick right there, but I don't think it'll be the end of the world. But yeah, we'll see what we can do.